Namaskaram and welcome to a new playlist of or dedicated towards discussion about data. Well, I will be discussing about data, the new trends of 2022, the latest trends, and what's happening there. New trends in the data engineering, uncovering data governance trends, and lot other things we'll be discussing about. Well, in this playlist, I will be not discussing about the old trends or not bore the users with basic information because I think most of the people already have access to a laptop, and each day everyone is dealing with some or other kind of data. Maybe they are doing analysis in Excel, or maybe they are collecting data over the phone or via email, anything, but everyone deals with information and data in this current era. In this playlist, I am assuming that there is some basic understanding of data engineering of the viewers, data analytics techniques, and so on. In this current era, the year 2022, there are billions of dollars are spent in applications for the research in data and so on. From on-premise, slowly there is adoption towards cloud environment, because for the business to survive in this competitive world with limited resources, we have to be very fast forward in taking decisions, and thereby processing data is the key here. Because if you are creating something and if you want to see what is the immediate result of a formula or anything, then you want your system that you're using should process the data as fast as possible, maybe in Excel, maybe in Azure, maybe AWS, whatever is it, or maybe SQL environment also. Further, before we start, I hope the viewers already know the difference between a data engineer, a data analyst, as well as a data scientist, and what roles they play in the organization. They are not the same, and there is a foundational difference between the responsibilities. So please Google, guys, to know more about these definitions. In this playlist, I have prepared some slides to give some basic info, because if you are only seeing me without any visual or something, then might be boring. So I have prepared some notes for reference and for the research. So without further ado, let's begin. We start with the first part. There will be several parts of the video, and in those parts I will give some information about Power BI, some SQL techniques, as well as the current trends that we are going to discuss. So the first topic is about data governance and day-to-day activities for the trends in 2022. Little bit about me. I am a business and process analyst, as well as a data engineer and lead of some specific projects at a logistics firm that is called Emmons PV, and there things are quite busy. We are a group of, or we are in the department, we are only 2 people there. So me and my colleague deal with a lot of data of the company. We connect the data, and we do a lot of data engineering as well as creating pipelines. So we produce monthly reports and responsible towards research and making proposals for implementing new tools also. So in short about me, you can get further information if you go to my LinkedIn profile, which is given in the link below, or can type Somyajit Parida, and then you can get all the details. The bald head guy. Okay. One of my you can say, we don't say as boss or superior, or it's a horizontal culture in the Netherlands. But my superior says that there are three pillars that uphold innovation or change in an organization. It's the people, way of working, and technology. Technology means like we are creating new tools. For example, we are creating pipelines of data. Then we are creating reports, or we are creating applications for like in power apps or something that people can use as a means for generating the data or executing the works. So that is the technology side. But a technology will not be a success if the people don't accept it. So we need people, those who understand, or we need to give training to people, those who can work with the technology. So that is also one of the pillar of an organization. And also the way of work. The way of working means, for example, the company has, or the people are accustomed to use Excel since years. They collect the data through email. So all these techniques or all these processes cannot be changed, or all this way of working cannot be changed overnight. We need to be after the people, train them, educate them, so that they will bring a change in the behavior. So that is the way of working, which is the most difficult part in an organization, because newbies can come and create new technology, because technology changes every day. People also come and go, means they are in transition always. People join in the organization and they leave, but whether the works that has been done, is it getting adopted, or if people leave, then the works are also deleted, something like that. So all these three elements, if it is working together, rolling together, and going side by side, there is a lot of enthusiasm to accept technology and other things, then there is a huge growth potential of an organization. But I think people who are already dealing with data, they already know the challenges that they face during a project management. So technology side, people who are fast enough to mold, they adapt to new technologies. But people and way of working, they do all the delays. This is what it's like a spiritual thing in the data world, kind of like a motivational speech, you can say, that to make people aware of how difficult it is to implement something, a new tech or something. Okay, coming to the new trends. Well, I have a structure in the slide, but I just wanted to give an introduction of what new trends has principles in the mind, or what new principles aim at. So the new technology, for example, software as a service, like cloud environments or any new application or something, the aim is to reduce technical debt, which means, for example, if we are working with the old way of Excel and creating records every month, no automation is there, then there is a lot of man hours involved, a lot of wrong decisions involved, many other things which incurs cost. But in 2022, it's all about cost saving, tech saving, and also move away from the technology which is causing a lot of problems or increasing a lot of technical debts. Then the second element is, this one is, use a comprehensive enterprise data architecture. We will be discussing about this in detail, but just like a quick overview, that optimization, like for example, building a pipeline. Everyone has different ideas of data transformation or extraction process, but building something in such a robust way, the well thought architecture and well thought ideas could lead to more effective results. That is what I wanted to say. Then automation, it is, means I attended many talk shows from Microsoft to from AWS, and there people say, even in Microsoft, they say that 75% of the time is lost in project management and 25% of the time is given in processing the data and implementing solutions. The reason why is that we are not able to automate a lot of processes. For example, if the data is readily available every morning when the pipelines are running, or data pipelines, which means the transformation process is running in the evening, then in the morning you don't have to waste time in running or adjusting the pipelines or anything. You can just take the data and do the analysis further. The fourth element is continuous improvement, because there is no golden principle of transformation. There is no golden idea of implementation a pipeline or architecture, or there is no like a golden architecture available in the market. It's just your experience will say, or your skills will say, how effective it is. So data, the world of data is of continuous improvement, continuous iteration, and you learn by doing it rather than handing over the work to others or something. And at the end, utilize hybrid and multiple cloud technologies, because right now with the advent of data engineering SaaS techniques, the work has become easier. People don't have to struggle with on-premise like job failures or something. So there is Azure. We use Azure in our company, and the Azure with Azure there is a lot of non-code environment. It's a highly non-code environment, and there people can easily create a pipeline to get the results. So also from the use of cloud technologies, we can improve our life better. So this is just like a fragmentation of current technological ideology that is there in many developers or developers communities, and that is what I wanted to share. Okay, I think this is an old thing. Everybody knows about the data governance cycle, but just to know or to give an idea of what I am talking in the further slides, this is the circle that every data guy should know about, every developer should know about. In the data governance cycle, there is data architecture management, which is like the flow charts, like okay, from here to here, here to here, data transformation is like a plan. Then there is data development, like developers are there who do their magic or voodoo to create the pipelines. Then there is database operations, because after you create a pipeline, then you have to manage it. So managing is also a very big task, because people who create are not those people who manage. So the people who manage need to know what was in the developer's mind behind creating this. There is data security management, and in data security management is about like who needs to see what. You don't need to give access to financial data to the operation guys. So people should be limited to the things that they need to see. Over information is also dangerous. And further also, if you need to have less access of people who don't know about the technology to the pipelines, because people can for experimentation purposes can be clicking, and then suddenly the pipelines are destroyed, and you have to redo the work again. So that is also one point of view. Master data management, like suppose you are designing a transport management software, or you are designing an application, what data the user needs to fill, what data the user needs to see, and what data we are going to extract. So that is the master data environment, and I think people already know, who are a little bit experienced, what I am talking about. Then the extraction, any application will generate data in the backend, and that data needs to be extracted and stored somewhere, because you need to analyze not only the current weekly data but also the historical data of 2 years or 3 years. Then you need a effective or a efficient warehouse where you need to store it and connect it to your reports, or the master tables needs to be stored in. Then, after the developer and these processes are there, then you need to document it, because people in the company leave, new people will come in. So for new people, you need some references of what's happening in the company. Some kind of documentation really helps. Then metadata management and quality management, these are already taken into account during the DevOps. So I will not be discussing about these two details. But the overall elements contribute towards the data governance cycle. And there are in an organization, nobody is skilled enough in all the elements. There are different groups and different specific people who are hired for these blocks to take care of things. So, and then we need a project manager, a project leader who needs to coordinate for all these things. To be very specific, we lack people who know about data, who understand DevOps, and who understand documentation and other things also. So people think that in a way all these things could be done, but there is a lot of effort behind getting a good data. And there is a lack of people or experienced people in this current era, those who understand everything. But my effort is that with at least in the current companies, that we need to grow in all these blocks. And then if we are self-sufficient, we don't need to hire external people to manage our works. Okay, the most interesting thing is that what are the latest trends in the current data world? Well, the trend one, now more people are moving towards cloud rather than sticking themselves to on-premise, because in cloud the API connections are easy, the connectivity among the application becomes easy. So now, though people are migrating towards cloud, so in big organizations you will see there are different subscriptions of SaaS environments are there. Now the issue that has become is that if there are multiple SaaS environments, then bringing them all together, managing it or managing the multi-cloud environment is a problem. The survey found 82% of organizations are currently using multiple clouds or plan to within the next 12 months. As more applications and data move to the cloud environment, data leaders face increasingly complex data management requirements, because you need to connect to clouds, you need to migrate the data from one environment to another, you need the cloud environments to talk with each other so that the business decisions can be taken effectively. Within the same cloud, across different clouds, and within on-premise sources. And this part is related to this one. Okay, multi-cloud and inter-cloud data management are crucial to supporting these diverse technologies. So this is very easy to understand, intuitive. That for example, in our company we have 2 or 3 subscriptions of Azure data environment. Then there is a big discussions. Okay, how to connect or what to do with these 3 subscriptions, or why not we have one subscription. But then it depends on the type of projects, and ours also, it's a growing organization. We just started 6 months, 8 months back. So people need to understand that let it be 2 subscription, 3 subscription cloud environment. We have to monitor it, but let it grow, then we will merge it. So means we need experienced people there to understand all these things. The second trend is data marketplaces or common data space. To describe it, well, data architectures widely used as a best practice adopted for implementation, like OTA model. For example, there are different business models available, and those business models like OpenTrip model, they say that if the companies adopt these best practices, then integration is for example, there are 8 logistics companies, and different companies have their own transport management softwares. Each transport management application create or generate different metadata or different set of data with different keys and everything. Suppose a customer who has, or suppose a client company who wants to see which logistics company is doing better, then they need data from all the 8 logistics companies and they need to process it. But if we collect the data of 8 companies, it's a mess in itself, that how we can make a common KPI or key performance indicator. Then it is very difficult, and it takes a lot of time. Then suppose each logistics company migrates from one transport management software to another transport management software, then also that is a hassle. So to avoid all that from the beginning only, people are coming up with new trends, that is a common data model, and those data models can be used in each logistics companies, and they can supply the transformed data to the client company so that they have to do less work. So that is a trend 2. Trend 3, data fabric architectures. Well, for instance, data architectures are widely used as a best practice for implementation, like the OTM model. As organizations put more data in different cloud environments, they need a way to connect the siloed data sources and make data more accessible to the organization, across the organization. To address these cloud data silos, data management leaders are looking into more into data fabric architectures. Means, for example, suppose finance has their own cloud environment, then data team or operations have their own cloud environment. So to bringing everything together, we need a good data, means a person who can see you, who can connect everything. So a good data fabric architecture is needed to create a better understanding of all the data. Then the trend 4 is multi-domain master management data. Means as organizations seek to digitize their business, they are also accelerating towards a number of cloud applications. This thing we discussed before. Managing end-to-end digital experiences requires consistent master data across applications using digital process. Which means, for example, if for every application that is being implemented in an organization, if the master data is clearly thought of, then the data team has access to all the primary keys and they know before that what needs to be done to integrate, so that they can create templates for further processing of data from the data warehouse. So that is what multi-domain master data management. I think the experienced guys know about this, but people who are the beginners, maybe they can do some research on multi-domain master data management to learn more about that. And the 5th trend is, which is my favorite, that is from on-premise we have to go to cloud, because at least I see in my organization that because of on-premise there is a lot of people involved in managing the data pipelines or the jobs run or the data ETL processes, and sometimes the on-premise server breaks down or something happening. So this lot of hassle, there is a lot of time that is being wasted. But going from on-premise to cloud, we don't have to take care of the hardware now. So everything Google has to do, or someone from the data from in some data base in, means a data location in USA, people are managing all the hardwares and everything. We just have to create a subscription online or a cloud subscription. We have to get the cloud subscription and then just start working with it. We don't need any hardwares, we don't need any maintenance and nothing. But there is also a downside of that suppose Google goes bankrupt and they shut down their SaaS environment, then all the data that is there in their environment, means all the company's data, then it's a hassle to then migrate the data to on-premise, and all those things are involved. But that is very it's a very that's rare. Those occasions will be rare because those are big companies and they know how to manage everything. Further, grip over data governance. Well, the idea is the audience or the people, as I discussed about technology, people and way of working. So target is to the people. Everyone has access to data to further bring in the ideas. Means now the world is very open to innovative ideas. It's not that people who are experienced, if they say something, then that has to be implemented or heard of. But anyone can come up with a good idea, and yeah, they will gain attention and they can be worked with. Then data governance is more aiming towards easy to use, like with the SaaS environments or cloud environments. There are many students who are joining the data world. Yeah, in the university, coding is not taught, so they can. It's a drawback of the student that they don't know about the codes or they don't understand the bigger SQL codes. So now with no code environments, is people can directly have a grip and directly start with it. The SaaS means one of the grips means in data governance trends also says focuses about the cost savings, because to reduce cost and to close the gap between the departments, because different departments have a gap and create different type of data, and merging all the or bringing in all the departments, means data of the departments is a hassle. But now with the latest trends, that is also one of the aim that to make it more easy for integration. Okay, but with the latest trends, there are also emerging challenges. Like for example, there are different kinds of role assignments that are emerging. For example, in SaaS platforms, you can be a owner, you can be a reader, you can be a contributor, you can be a viewer. So there are a lot of different type of roles. So people have to understand. So that is a challenge. People have to understand what this role means and who has to be given what kind of accessibility. One of the emerging challenges is that because of these new cloud environments, there is a difficulty in acceptance and maturity of the industry, because people who are used to the on-premise pure SQL coding, it's a sudden shock for them to migrate to a cloud where there is no code. They have to just drag and drop the objects and link it, and then the premise is done, means the pipeline is done. So that is also a industry maturity is also, or adaptation is also a difficulty or emerging challenge. Also, with this cloud environment, there are different skill sets required. There are different way of working is there. So that is also one of the emerging challenge. And we have obviously lack of skilled people, because for this environment or this cloud environments to manage, we need people to have experience with it. Because if a pipeline is made, then if there is a failure of the pipeline, then what has to be done? So that is also, people should be aware of all these things. But those are the different challenges that in the data world in the current era we are facing, and that is being discussed in many research papers also. Okay, I have a video. Let me run this video. I wanted to share a good information about some experienced guys where they talk about data engineering and data scientists.
Oh, the first day that we signed up for Monday.com, our department was already able to connect our processes, our software, actually everything into one centralized place.
Is data science dying? Is the data science job market saturated? Let's look at some Google Trend information to see if data science is still a relevant topic. Looking at the graph, we see that the interest in the field has been pretty consistent over the last 5 years. We can see that machine learning has also followed a similar trend. Anecdotally, this is a good thing in favor of data science being around for the foreseeable future. There are no sharp upturns or downturns, and this could suggest that data science won't just abruptly disappear in the next couple years. If anything, there would be a slow decline over time, which I don't think that there's currently any real evidence of. When we add AI into the mix, we actually see a pretty clean upward trend. Again, anecdotally, this could be a good or a bad thing.
Oh my god. Okay, so yes, fine, there's a bit of a trend.
The good news is that in terms of the AI projects that are out there, mostly data scientists are working on those. If that continues to be the case, this bodes well for data scientists. On the flip side, if more specialization is needed to work in AI, data scientists might not be needed as much. At the same time though, data scientists already have a strong skill set to get started on learning more of that specialization. I'll get a bit more into that.
Okay, this is one thing. Then the second information that I wanted to give is this one.
Going fast.
Data engineering.
Science. The work that they do building data warehouses and data pipelines allows data analysts, data scientists,
This is about the importance of data engineer that he's talking about.
and machine learning engineers to build models and create insights from data. Why is this domain that should precede data science growing in popularity after data science did? For better or for worse, the world doesn't always work linearly. Data science became sexy because many of the top technology companies were making gobs of money with it.
Yes. No, hear about this, guys.
It's like everywhere I look, money, money, money. Even 10% of this would be quite a windfall. Ugh.
Non-tech companies saw the value that data science and machine learning were providing.
Non-tech companies who don't have experience with AI and keep it as a note.
And they soon followed suit. Unfortunately for many of these companies following the trend, they didn't have the data infrastructure to properly leverage data scientists. Many of the data science roles that they were hiring for, they ended up doing data engineering work that they weren't necessarily specialized for. I personally think that this mistake cost these companies millions, possibly billions of dollars. It also led to a lot of confusion in the market about what a data scientist does. And this is a topic for an entirely different video because it is so large. What the top technology companies neglect.
So, earlier when AI came into existence, machine learning, so people thought that migrating towards AI, implementing costly applications or spending more on research will give them more benefit. But I think the experienced viewers who are seeing this, they already know that data quality is a big, or raw data or getting a structured data is a big mess in itself. Many applications do not generate a structured data. There are a lot of data quality issues there, a lot of outliers, null values, errors, a lot of things are there. So we need to clean them to perform AI or machine learning things, algorithms on it to get a good result. But people didn't realize that. They started pumping money to implement a lot of infrastructure, but at the end they got erroneous results. And that is what has given a boost to the SaaS platforms, where data engineering job is the hot job in this current era rather than data analytics. I'm saying not fully, please don't agree with me fully, but for data science, could be said that it is not required for now. Maybe we require it in the university level or something, but right now the current area is of data engineering, because all the companies are trying to get a good structured data out of their applications so that they can integrate with the primary keys and the foreign keys, and then at least generate a sustainable report, like monthly reports of cost figures, monthly reports of expenses, many other things, so that they can rely on that and then further scale up to data science, like applying AI and the whole lot level. So right now billions of euros are spent in data engineering works. Like for example, if you see Azure or AWS, all these no-code platforms that are being given as a subscription are clearly dedicated towards data engineering. So first, or gain the knowledge of data engineer, then you are in lot of demand. Also, data engineering guys have nowadays with the university level studies and this, they already know how data science works, because covariance, variance, creating model, they already know about that, but nobody teaches you a data engineering or data analytics job. So gaining experience with data analytics and data engineering, I believe that it is easy to become a data scientist in the future. And the work of a data scientist is more of like a project management, which is there's a lot of politics involved, and it's a separate topic in itself only. But be a good data engineer to build a good career of yours, guys. Then I think this is the last topic, data privacy. The latest trend is also in 2022 is also discussed about data privacy, where more security measures or innovative security measures are implemented. For example, as we discussed about accessibility, for example, if a developer creates a data pipeline in the transformation process, that is the ELT process, that is extract, load, and transform, not ETL. ETL is a thing of a past, but ELT process, extract, load, and transfer, or transform, sorry, not transfer, transform, then yeah, you don't want people to go there and touch it and edit it or do something. So then you need to give less accessibility power to various users. So some people can be viewers and some people can be readers or some people can be owners. So those kind of things. Also, an emerging technique or emerging trend is right to be forgotten, because suppose you are a client company and you have several customers and you collect data of several customers. Sometimes the customer can say, please delete the data, old data from 2000 till 2015, delete all the old records. From 2015, I need to see the records. Then that is called right to be forgotten. So that is also kind of a new buzz. And lastly, not animalize, sorry, anomalize data means, yeah, that is also one of the techniques that is in the data privacy world or trend that is being happening in 2022. Overall, guys, I will be discussing about data models or trends in the data model in the subsequent video. But from data governance and data project management point of view, these are the latest trends. And I hope everyone liked the video, and be data hungry, guys. I, as a data engineer slash data analytic guy, or a project lead of some specific projects, I see all these elements has a bigger role to play in my day-to-day works. I try to manage everything, and being in a small company, the advantage is that you get an opportunity to do lot of stuff, and the experience that I have now is really precious and priceless. So keep learning, guys, and these are the new trends that I wanted to share. If you have some further questions, please put below in the comments. Like and subscribe and keep me motivated to make further videos like this. With this, have a nice day, guys, and we'll see each other in the next video. Till then, goodbye.